The other kids, they think I'm weird.
Carrie, favorite poem? Did you bring one?
I don't want to be. I want to be normal.
Wipe that smile off your face.
Oh, just in time for Halloween, the remake of Stephen King's classic coming-of-age horror story, Carrie, hits theaters today. The original starred Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie, who played her mom. This time around, rising star Chloë Grace Moretz plays Carrie. Julianne Moore plays her mom, and Eric Melin is the guy who's going to tell us if it's worth seeing or spending our money on. So is it any good? Is it terrifying?
I'm going to tell you all about it, and then you can decide for yourself whether it's worth seeing. Here's the deal.
Okay.
I made the mistake of watching the original Carrie hours before I went to this movie.
Okay.
So I was constantly comparing it to the original, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
But it's a remake, so you're supposed to be comparing. I mean, what do they expect?
The 70s were a very different time, and there is a lot of stuff going on in the original Carrie that is creepy and twisted and strange, and they can't get away with that stuff today, honestly. Just, you know, purely from that standpoint alone, the original movie is way more effective. But there are some things, well, go ahead.
What do you mean that they can't get away with it these days? Is it dated stuff that was creepy then but not now?
Let's just say that the 70s were a very different time for sexuality.
Okay.
And honestly, I mean, this entire movie is one big allegory about a girl becoming a woman, and that scared moment where everything changes, and you know the kids are laughing at you. And I think that they could have drawn a stronger allegory here with bullying, because that's such a big issue. This, you know, but they didn't really do that. So that said, I think for teenagers today and young people today, I think they'll probably find this fairly effective. Essentially what they do is they turn it into a superhero origin story, which is kind of strange, because now it's out of the horror genre, and it's really about this girl who has telekinetic powers, who is coming to terms with that, but she uses them a lot earlier and more often, because I think modern audiences want that. And then the end is way, everybody knows the famous prom scene, but it's a way bigger deal. It goes on a lot longer. There's a lot more special effects. So
how much longer can they go on with dumping pig blood on her as she stands on the stage?
Well, she leaves the high school, and there's some more, you know, carnage and whatnot. So Julianne Moore is really, really good in this movie. She gives some depth to the mom character that I don't think Piper Laurie had. She was really campy, but Sissy Spacek still remains like, I mean, you watch that performance and it's just amazing. So for me, Carrie is a very mixed bag. My own personal taste is I don't really recommend it, but for people that maybe haven't seen the 70s version, you know, they could have done a lot worse.
They could have done worse.
How's that for a recommendation?
Exactly a winning endorsement.
No, not really.
You said she turns into a superhero. Are we going to see her on the Avengers? Is this one of the new characters?
I mean, you know, Carrie used to just stand there and be furious and crazy stuff happened, but now she's like, and it's like, I don't know. So.
Shooting lasers out of her fingertips, things like that. All right, well, you gave us something to think about with this one. I don't know. I think from the way you described it, I think I might be upset if I spent $15 on a ticket.
The original one's streaming on Netflix right now.
There you go.
There you go.
So you have options. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, thanks.
Always honest. Jonathan.